It is, oh goodness, so many people here today. It is Monday, May 7th, 2018. Thank you so much for joining us. Got a nice big crowd here in person, that's always nice. And hello to everyone who is streaming live or watching later. Let us get started. Friends of Mozilla for this week. Big thanks to Mozilla Tech speakers Cairo, Florian, Ram, and Kalyan, who gave talks and workshops about WebVR, Rust, and the Web of Things in Austria, Germany, and India over the last week. We love when people go out and talk about Mozilla stuff. This week is no exception. Big thank you to our tech speakers. All right. Let's see, any other thank yous? No, we're going to take a look at our schedule for this week. On Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the Firefox Quantum Extension Challenge Awards are going to be live streamed. You can see which of the finalists from the Firefox Quantum Extensions Challenge have made it to the end, have been sort of both curated and then voted by the community as the best of the best in the categories: Best Tab Manager / Organizer, Best Dynamic Theme, and Best Extension for Games and Entertainment, because that's going to be a live stream. You can check that out. There's been a ton of awesome submissions. This is just like the cream of the crop, but it's been pretty successful. So hopefully you'll see some of those new extensions out in the wild. And then we also have the Web Extensions APIs Triage at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. If you'd like to help extend or add new capabilities to our Extensions API, then this is the meeting for you. You can propose things there, and they'll get debated and discussed, and if greenlit, prioritized. That's where that occurs. And there's links with more information. Continuing with the Add-Ons theme, just a quick gold star to the Add-Ons team for putting things on my calendar. Everyone else, you're on notice. Add-Ons community meeting at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. It's also in the video rooms for all things Add-Ons and Extensions ecosystem. You can click that link for more info. It was too soon to come after everyone else because there's so many other things on the agenda this week. We've got the Mozilla Global Sprint, which is Thursday and Friday. It's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in your local time, in your local place. It's an awesome, sort of collaborative, distributed hackathon with tons of different projects happening on all kinds of other different sites, including here in Mountain View, where myself and David Bryan are going to be site hosts. You can come and work on a project, and if you're not familiar with what this is, that link will give you lots more information. I believe we actually have a presentation from Zana next in the speaker section. Also on Thursday, the Women's IRL and Online Self-Defense session in Portland. After work on Thursday, May 10th at 5 p.m. for healthy snacks and a short online privacy workshop, followed by hands-on real-life self-defense training for women led by Michelle Moore. And you'll come away with both a solid workout under your belt and practical self-defense skills that can be used anytime, including on the internet. You can share with friends in Portland if you want to let them know about that event. We also have Sumo Day for Firefox 60, which comes out on Tuesday, and that's helping Firefox users on our social channels and in the support forums. As you know, or if you don't know, our user support is volunteer and community-driven, and you are also part of that community. So if you would like to help users with potential issues with a new version of Firefox, you can sign up there, and also just keep your ears peeled for issues when they come in. On Friday, like I said, our second day of the Mozilla Global Sprint. All right. Oh, goodness. And next week. Wow. Okay. May 13th through the 15th, W3C Advisory Committee meeting in Berlin. D. Baron, Tontek will be participating. And also, it's the additional days of the Sumo Days for Firefox 60 and the continuation of that event. So if you are curious about our standardization process, you can reach out to D. Baron or Tontek. They'll give you maybe perhaps a little rundown about what we do when we work with the W3C. And that is definitely all of our schedule for this week. So we're going to get to our presenters. And first we have Zana Marsh talking about the Global Sprint. Hello.
Hey there. Hi, everyone. I'm Zana Marsh. I work with the Mozilla Foundation on the Open Leadership and Events team. We're the team that brings you MozFest and the annual Global Sprint, which I'm coordinating this year. As many of you know, the Foundation is fueling a movement for the open internet. We connect internet leaders and mobilize grassroots activists around the world. The Global Sprint is one of the ways we do this, and Potch did a great job of explaining what it is. Basically, our network of engineers, designers, researchers, educators, and activists join to hack and build open projects for a better, healthier internet. Next slide, please. So the sprint, as Patch mentioned, is this week. It's the 10th and 11th, Thursday and Friday. And here are just a few of the 135 projects that are registered in this year's sprint. Web and messaging and Neutrino are Mozilla-based projects. Common Voice will be participating also. On the next slide, just to point out a few more, P5JS is a visual creative coding library. Endangered Data Week is an initiative that seeks to protect public research data sets that may be censored or removed for political reasons. So there's tons and tons of different kinds of projects to jump in and help out on, from coding projects to educational resources to organizing. So lots and lots for you to do. Next slide, please. So on Thursday and Friday, participants will join at local sprint sites. We have nearly 70 sites this year around the world, from Mombasa to Mountain View. Next slide. So here's just a scene from last year's sprint. It's an active working event, but there's plenty of time for networking, hanging out. People sprint from home, so that's why we have often several sprint cats featured at the sprint, which is always lovely. So whether you have a couple days free or just a couple hours, you can join the sprint as a participant. You don't have to commit for the entire time. You can just drop in, submit a couple pull requests, squash some bugs on these projects, maybe take a survey, just add your opinion to one of the an opinion about a feature or an idea to one of the projects. So participation can be whatever you want it. So if you are interested and want to join, next slide, please. There's several ways to find out about projects. So the sprint is basically a choose your own adventure experience. You find the project you want, you decide what contribution to make. So there are several upcoming demo calls tomorrow and Wednesday where you can hear the project leads present about their projects and what kind of help they're looking for. And those are listed on the slides. You can click out from those links. You can browse Mozilla Pulse or look at our list of GitHub issues. You can check out profiles on the Mozilla Open Leaders blog, and a lot of the folks in the sprint have participated in the Foundation's Open Leadership Mentor program. So the projects are especially prepared to accept contribution and grow vibrant communities. And finally, you should register for the sprint. You can visit, next slide, please, our homepage for all other sprint information. And that's it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Santa. Next up, we have Asa Dossler here in Mountain View with the Firefox roadmap update. Hello, Asa.
Thank you, Potch. Hey, everyone. Firefox 59.0.3 is our latest in-market release. This shipped last Monday, about the time this meeting was happening, in response to a compatibility issue with Windows 10's April 2018 update. Firefox 60 is wrapping up in the beta channel and releases this Wednesday. I think Potch mentioned Tuesday because we usually release on Tuesday, but this week it's a Wednesday, possibly because of a European holiday. New to 60 are support for enterprise environments with a policy engine that allows customized Firefox deployments. We've got enhancements to the new tab page that includes a responsive layout for widescreen monitors, so you get a little more content in your new tab page. The highlights section now includes web pages saved to Pocket. There are more options to reorder the sections and content of the new tab page, and Pocket-sponsored stories will start to appear for a percentage of EN US users starting this week with the launch. Oh, okay. You're good. Keep talking. Let's see. We've also got a faster browser UI thanks to Quantum CSS. In an earlier release, we shipped CSS for Quantum CSS for web pages. Now it's also used to render our UI, so we've got some performance wins there. We've got support for the web authentication API. TLS certificates issued by Symantec are going to become distrusted. And last but not least, Firefox for Android gets Quantum CSS for faster web page rendering. Firefox 61 was in the nightly channel under soft code freeze until this morning when it became Firefox 62 and 61 uplifted to beta. In the last week, we've seen about 350 changes, which is below our normal 450 to 500 changes thanks to the soft code freeze. In 61 in the last week, we took a change to show a door hanger when extensions hide tabs for the first time, so users will be notified. We've got a fix that prevents data URLs from being used in cross-site scripting attacks. We've got new UI for network throttling in the dev tools that previously was only available in responsive design mode, but a lot of developers wanted it in the network panel, so now we have that. We've got a fix for the remaining shape margin shapes with support for polygon. In the previous week, I mentioned we've got shape margin for all other shapes except polygon, and we got polygon in the last week, so that fleshes out shape margin support. We got a fix for blank windows on Mac with web render enabled. If any of you saw this last Thursday or Friday or Saturday, on Mac you got an empty window and it wouldn't resolve itself until you disabled web render. We fixed that. Not riding the train to beta yet, but we have an English-Canadian nightly build. Previously, we had an English build for US, for the UK, I think for India and South Africa. Now we have an EN build for Canadians. And finally, the nightly channel is now Firefox 62. Thanks, everyone. That's
I believe the code for that is EH-US. So, come at me. All right. Speaking of coming at me, Mike Hoy in Toronto is next with an update on engineering onboarding. Hello, Mike.
How are you doing, Potch?
Doing all right.
All right. Thank you all. This is an update about the engineering onboarding, which was previously announced to happen last week, but we decided to put that off given the large number of new colleagues who we're working with now. And so beginning next week, we're going to start another engineering onboarding session. As always, the participation to this is open to anybody within the organization who would like to be a part of it. The calendar link is there. That goes to the engineering onboarding calendar, and I will send an email out to everyone a little bit later today with some more details about that. As always, if you've got any questions about that, please email me directly. And thank you very much. I hope to see many of you there.
Thank you, Mike. And continuing with the Mike's theme, Michael Van Cleek in Portland is going to give us the Weekly Minute. Hello.
Hi, Potch. Thanks so much. And yeah, speaking of Michaels, I noticed in the Internet Health Report today that Michael is the number 20 most popular password used around the world. So anyways, it's the Weekly Minute. It's weekly updates from Mozilla IT on the things that we're doing to support and empower all of Mozilla in our mission to keep the web a global public resource, open and accessible to all. An internet that truly puts people first, where individuals can shape their own experience and are empowered, safe, and independent. We just have a short update this week. We've enabled the new Gmail UI as part of the Google's Early Adopter Program. Those who want to try it can do so now in your Gmail web interface by going to Gmail, go into the gear icon and click on try the new Mozilla Mail, just like you see in the graphic down here. Right away, you'll see the UI redesign with new sidebar, snooze options, smart reply. And over the next few weeks, we're going to be rolling out some more features like confidential mode, nudging, and better security warnings. So yeah, look forward to good improvements to the Gmail UI. And I just want to thank the team that's responsible for this. The Gmail UI update is brought to you by our Google admin team that quietly keeps all of our Google apps up and running. So thank you to Tristan Thomas in San Francisco, Henry Lange in Mountain View, and Jen Hayashi in Mountain View for keeping up the Google apps that are so important to our work. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Michael. And next we have David Bryan here in Mountain View to give the Emerging Technologies update. And I make sure I didn't shuffle that somewhere. Oh, did I not even pull it up? This is shameful. This is my boss's boss. I'm just standing here.
Yeah,
Ugh,
no
okay.
pressure.
No
Come at you,
pressure. All right, there we go.
Even though my name's not Mike. Greetings, everyone. Quick headlines for what's going on in emerging technologies this week. Yeah, for those of you that were around 2 weeks ago, you may remember we talked about XR Studio, a project that we've spun up this summer in San Francisco. It's a special studio partnering mentor space that we've created for 30 women to come in and work on projects in mixed reality and machine learning. I've had a lot of positive response to the announcement about the project. In fact, some people have said that's great, but I can't be in San Francisco, or I can't be in San Francisco all summer, or how can I do something like this in my community? So to try and figure out how to maybe have some of those conversations and follow up, we've added a little survey to the XR Studio website, hoping that people that are interested may be able to contribute remotely or spin it up locally. Can connect with us through that, and then we can follow up and see what sort of opportunities there are there. So this is April 30th, Potch. You're trying to just throw me off here. Everybody's puzzled, like, why is he reading something that's not on the screen? Okay, so that's what the first one's the one I just told you about. Skip to the second one. It's springtime, and springtime appears to be maker season. Make of that what you will. But we've already heard about the Global Sprint, which is an activity we're particularly excited about. We were a host site here in Mountain View last fall, and the session coming up this week will be a great opportunity for people. I won't repeat what Pach and Xana told you, but if you're interested or curious, I will say look at the projects on the GitHub repo. Know that you can participate for as much or as little time as you want. The whole thing is like a 48-hour video meeting, which sounds terrible, but it's actually awesome because it's all people getting together and either working on projects or contributing or helping each other out. So 48-hour online maker fair, the Global Sprint this week, and we'll be hosting here from Mountain View. Also coming up in just a little under 2 weeks is Maker Faire Bay Area, which is sort of the first and largest Maker Faire, which is sort of billed as the greatest show and tell on earth. Very family-oriented, a tremendous experience. 200,000 people, I think, attended the 2 flagship Maker Fairs here in New York last year, and we're going to be, Mozilla is a sponsor for the first time this year, so we'll actually be present at Maker Faire. We'll have some space where we'll be showing off a lot of our work and engaging with people, and particularly highlighting the work that our Project Things team has been doing on the Things Gateway, so you can actually go hands-on and take advantage of that opportunity while you're wandering around Maker Faire and filling up your shopping bag with all sorts of other clever projects and intelligent Lego and that sort of thing. So look forward to seeing you both as part of the Global Sprint or Maker Faire in a couple of weeks. And we also just published to sort of get you in the maker mood. I don't know, no comment on whether there's a biological thing going on here or not, but there's a blog post to get you started on some of our Things framework work to dial in for either Global Sprint or Maker Faire. And then I guess the other thing that happens in spring is this kind of talks and events and papers and sort of people thesis defense, or they wake up after their winter of working in their labs and get out and talk about it. So there's a good collection of papers and sessions that have been presented from various folks in ET and other Mozillians broadly. I won't read the list off there, but there are links if you want to see some of the work that's been published lately, or the activities at the ACM SIGCHI conference, some other web conferences, including an interesting paper on the effect of ad blocking, which I think we're all sort of interested in, and then a couple of podcasts. If you're not interested in sort of reading, you can listen to cool news about what's going on at Mozilla from a couple of podcasts that are linked here. So that's our ET headlines for this week. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, David. All right. And next we have Joe Chang, also here at Mountain View, talking about emerging markets. I think I have your slides pulled up here. Yes, I do. Just click through that.
All right, thanks, Foch. All right, hello everyone. So my name is Joe Chang, Product Manager from the Emerging Markets team in Taipei, and I'd like to give a quick update on where things are with the Emerging Markets update. So I want to talk a bit about Firefox Rocket. So it's our the flagship product for the team, and we launched version 2.0 in Indonesia approximately 2 weeks ago with multi-tab, the most requested feature from our users. And we're pretty happy with the initial results that we're seeing in these 2 weeks. So our Google Play rating has gone up from 4.5 to 4.6, and you can see that beautiful upward trend that you see on the side here. And so one of the key metrics is retention rate that we have been tracking, and with 2 weeks of data, comparing version 1.x and versus 2.0, we're seeing a day 1 retention rate increase by about 20%, and day 7 retention rate increased by about 74%, which was really awesome. And we like to see that even more with more data as we start to receive more data. I'll provide more update on that. And now that we have closed a major feature gap on multi-tab, so the team is shifting our attention to performing experiments aiming at retaining and acquiring more users. So some of the experiments that we have been planning are around content offering, integrated Wi-Fi finder, and VPN recommender when users are connected to like a public unsafe Wi-Fi. And next page. All right. And here I want to talk a bit about screenshots. So on Firefox Rocket, we're seeing users are retaining much better if the user is a screenshot feature user. So the day 7 retention rate that we're seeing is 2 times the more than the average user. Right? So even though screenshot is not a new feature for Rocket 2.0, but we're promoting screenshots as the spotlight feature in 2.0, given that how well it's retaining the users. And so we're seeing very positive data on screenshot usage from Firefox Rocket from our users in Indonesia. And based on a number of user research that our awesome UX and user research team in Taipei has been performing last year, and also these couple of weeks in Indonesia, we're increasingly seeing screenshot being an interesting touch point into users and mobile usage in Indonesia. So the team is working on putting together a product proposal around screenshots. So stay tuned for more details at the All-Hands. So that's all my update. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. And lastly but not leastly, we have Lisa Gray, who's going to talk about our new hire cohort.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Gray. I support Mozilla through Workplace Resources, WPR, known to many of you. This week I'm happy to announce and excited to share with you the 24 New Zealanders that we have joining us from many different places in the organization. Let's see here. Yep. Oops. Hold on. I've got 8 folks from engineering, 2 from marketing, a couple from open innovation and people, 3 folks from the IT team are joining us, 2 in research, and 1 of each of those wonderful places. You can meet these folks. We will be in both Mountain View and San Francisco this week, and Mountain View right after this call through lunchtime, tomorrow lunch in San Francisco. We'll be meeting up on the rooftop at about 4:30 just to socialize and take in the hopefully wonderful weather. And then at 2 p.m. they'll be concluding their week on Thursday. You're welcome to stop by and say hello and build some of those network relationships. So thank you so much. If I could have all the new hires just kind of stand and wave, you'll recognize them this week. Say hello, don't be shy. Thank you.
Wonderful. Welcome to Mountain View and welcome to Mozilla. All right. And speaking of introductions and new hires, we have a bunch of new interns and one particular new hire here in Mountain View that I think Danelle is going to do. Actually going to unshare this so people can see better.
Hi everyone, Danelle Dixon, your Chief Operating Officer. I am here with Chris Lynn, who is our new VP of IT. So I am thrilled to have him. Today is his first day, so hold off just for today, and then after that, have an onslaught. I don't know if Chris wants to say anything.
A slight correction. Hold off for just 1 hour or 2, and then you can come and share all your suggestions, ideas, feedback. I'm here to start my learning journey and then work with all of you to make this place a better place. Thank you.
Welcome, Chris. And we have a veritable bevy of interns. This is the first week of new interns. It's exciting intern season this year. It's wonderful. I know, I'm excited. So I think we have a handful here in Mountain View. Let's do our Mountain View introductions, and then we'll sort of round robin the offices, let other people do their intros. If you just queue up on this side. All right, and I'll get out of the way.
Hello, everyone. I'm Matthew Nornberg on the front-end Firefox team, and I'm really excited to announce a returning intern, Pratiksha, who previously worked on the privacy and security team and will now be working on web payments and specifically our payment request MVP. So.
Hi, I'm Andrew McCrite. I work on the DOM team, and Tristan is a returning intern who previously contributed to our static analysis system, and this summer he'll be working in the San Francisco office on the DOM team with Blake Kaplan.
Hi, I'm Manish on the Servo team, introducing Sanjay, an intern for the Rust team working on traits. He'll be working with Nico, and maybe without boats a bit. This is his first time as an intern, but he's been around in the Rust community for a while. So, welcome.
Hi, I'm Katie Parlante. I'm with the Firefox Data Engineering team, and I'm here to introduce Florian Hartman, who is another returning intern. He's going to be working with Sana Sa as his mentor, and he's going to be experimenting with federated learning techniques to improve universal search, collaborating with Javon and his team.
Toronto, would you like to take it from here?
Are we lining up?
Could have given them a warning.
Hello? Hello? Is this
Hello?
thing on?
Oh, yeah, you're
Can you
good.
see me? All right, great. Hi, everyone. This is Jay Lim. Jay Lim is going to be working with me on front-end performance stuff, particularly focusing on ActivityStream to make ActivityStream fast AF, or fast as Fox. So welcome, Jay. Hello, this is Lisa Go. She's going to be joining us on the release engineering team. We're really excited to have her because she's going to be solving a long-standing problem that Firefox developers have had, and that's namely around getting files created in the build process and actually making it part of the release. So that should be a nice problem that she's going to solve for us. We're looking forward to it. Thanks.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Erica Wright. I'm introducing Harry Twyford, who is working with us on the design team as a design engineer intern. We're going to be mainly focusing on shopping and a few things for test pilot. Should be exciting. Thank you.
Very cool. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Steve Morlander on the Firefox design team, and this is Vicky Way. She's going to be joining us working on test pilot and shopping.
Welcome as well. Portland, are you with us? SF and Paris, you're on notice. Do we have a Portland new hire, maybe, or a new intern? Oh, okay.
Right now.
There we go. Hello.
All right, I'm Eric Rom with the low-level tools team. I'm here to introduce Kristen Wright. She's coming from Georgia, Columbus State, and she's going to help us make JavaScript memory reporting awesome. All right, thanks, everyone.
San Francisco. They were here. Wonderful. That's economy of scale. And Paris, I'm not sure if you're on, but that might be neat. They are not. Cool. So I'm going to say that Oliver Schneider is an intern who'll be joining the working with the Rust team this summer, and they'll be based in Paris. So welcome to Oliver. Anything I missed? With that, we are all wrapped up for this week. Wanted to just give a quick shout out to any Mozillians in Hawaii. There's been quite a big earthquake, and the volcano that's very active. I know it's always a little active, but very, very active. I want to make sure everyone stays safe. And I hope to everyone, wherever they are, that they get out there and keep on rocking the free web, and have a good week. See ya.